Very good evening to all of you, and heartiest congratulations on the 29th raising day of KSO Pune. I'll start off my speech or my talk. First, I'd like to extend a very, very heartfelt and a strong gratitude and many, many thanks for inviting me and my family on the 29th Foundation Day as a chief guest. It is actually an indeed a great honor for both me and my wife to be considered worthy enough for this big honor. Being a military man, we are supposed to be seen, not heard. So I'll keep my words very, very short and crisp. But whatever I'm saying or whatever I want to convey, I'm conveying it with a deep sense of I feel for it. That's why I found it important enough to convey. Most tribes, I personally feel I've interacted and been around with most of the tribes of the northeastern part of the country. I feel that the community living and the internal cohesion of these tribes, especially the Kuki tribe, this is the biggest strength and the asset of these tribes or these communities. It is this strength which propels the community to move ahead, to prosper, to progress, and also tide over difficult times. I extend my heartfelt compliments again to the Kuki community of Pune, the KSO, who've gone, and I'm sure they would have initially strived, worked very hard to establish KSO Pune. And I'm also very sure that this KSO Pune would be a big source of strength, and it would be a strength for every Kuki brother, sister, young, old, alike. So again, my compliments to KSO Pune for that. Kuki community is, many of you would know. Kuki community is a small community. Small when I say, I am comparing it with at the national levels. However, what is worthy of note and what is important is that the contribution this community has made, especially in the field of government services, armed forces, people in uniform, academia, various academic institutes of repute, and also art and culture. It is much disproportionately high, or much more when you compare it or take the size of the community into consideration. Here I'd like to just offhand what I know. I'll just share with you. Most of you might know, some of you might not know. These are interesting historical facts. Many of you would not be knowing that the first, or amongst the first, I think first 3 or 4 fighter pilots of the Indian Air Force was from the Kuki community. He's an old gentleman, he's Marvin KPA. 1971 war, you all know. Again, most of you would not know that prior to 1971 war, there was a big delegation that time which composed of various bureaucrats and armed forces officers from all the services. They had gone to Russia for a considerable time, primarily to purchase or get war-like materials, military hardware. This delegation was led again by a Kuki bureaucrat. And I can go on and on. I think a few years back, say about 10 odd years back, the entire accounts of defense forces was looked after by a Kuki bureaucrat, who subsequently, he was the, chairperson or president of the donor department again for I think 3 to 4 years. So these are those few instances which I know personally of. I am sure there will be huge lot. So again, reiterating the point that the contribution the community has made is very, very high compared to the size. And here comes up the responsibility of the today's generation and also the generation is going to come ahead. To live up to these exalting high standards which the community elders, people prior to generations have laid down, they have set these standards, they must be followed. And to follow them, to emulate them, to follow those footsteps, hard work is the only key. Education is the only key. And I am sure if these are followed in future also, you will have lots of people in the highest positions of the country. Also, I'd like to add here, things today are much more easier than what were for our previous generations. Today, even at the remotest village, all the best and the best education, best information is available at just at a click in your hand. Only thing is that intent to use that facility. That mobile, how it is used is important. Mobile, laptop, tab, whatever it is. So I just wanted to highlight this particular issue. I would also like to highlight the present, the challenges and the difficulties being faced by the community in Manipur. For this, the reasons, the causes, what has happened, what is happening, and what is likely to happen. I will not go into that. That most of us know. What I would like to just say one point, which is very, very important. Or you can take it as an advice, or what I personally feel. So the only unity amongst the tribes, sub-tribes, clans, the larger community as such, is the only, and I underline here also, it is the only way to come out of this problem victorious. If for whatever reasons again I will not highlight or I will not go into the reasons, but if this unity is not achieved for any reason, things will be difficult, especially for the coming future generations. I think that is more or less what I have got to say. I once again thank the KSO Pune for having found it fit to invite me. I would also like to extend my special thanks to the President, Mr. Lagan Khan, the Vice President, Mr. Hemingland, the Secretary, Mr. Master Lagan, whatever you can, and another special word of thanks for the erstwhile President, Mr. Lalan, who has, again, I am aware that he has made immense contributions to the KSO Pune, and I am sure he is going to keep making those contributions. And that is all I have to say. I'd just like to hand over a very small token of our love, my family's love, my wife's and my love to the KSO Pune. For that I request Mr. Lalgin, if you could just come up.